Okay, getting washed hands and knife. So now we are in compliance, so to speak. So this, I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube. This one guy, I was doom scrolling a long time ago. This one guy, he was what was he doing? He was talking about how he likes to season it afterwards, because sometimes you season it and then a lot of that gets lost in the pan. And I guess that'll be okay if you're making like a pan sauce afterwards, but it's true, a lot of it does get stuck on the pan if you're not doing the pan sauce. And then this other video I was seeing, it's kind of a similar idea, but he was talking about how when it cooks, the juices come out, and then as it cools down, it starts to absorb juices. So he kind of but he added some liquid to it too. He added some lemon juice. Was it lemon or lime? I don't remember. And I was like, that's interesting, so I wanted to try that. So, and I came up with the idea to coin it as reverse searing. I mean reverse seasoning. Although that feels too easy, maybe it's already been coined to that already. Reverse seasoning. And if you think like the lemon is kind of weird because you don't put lemon on a steak or something. Actually, I don't even have any lemon, so I'm going to use red wine vinegar, which is a sour liquid, so it'll be similar. I don't think it's very weird because it's kind of like a chimichurri sauce. If you look at the chimichurri sauce, which the last time I made it, I think I made a prime rib. It's really good. It's basically, these are the ingredients for a chimichurri sauce: parsley, garlic, lemon, vinegar, salt, and pepper. I believe is what it is. So basically, you're making a chimichurri sauce. Is what you're doing. And you're just not mixing it in a bowl. You're just going to leave it on the cutting board and let the steak absorb it all up. So I'm excited. I'm going to have a New York strip and try out this new method, reverse seasoning. So let's see. So really mince this stuff up. Some fresh parsley. Oh yeah, this is good. Looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to kind of spread it out here with the size of a steak. And then sprinkle out all these garlics. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh, maybe some butter. And the butter too. So the steak, we're just going to let it get a little room temperature as I'm rendering down those fat pieces over there. And I'm going to cut this butter nice and thin so when I put the steak on, it should melt pretty easily. Not to mention that it's going to get a little bit more warmer. This is cold butter. I should have let it sit out for a while, but it's okay. By the time the steak's cooked, it'll be almost room temperature. And I'm just going to, the more the merrier, put this all over the place. That should be good. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So we got them. And then trash this. And hit it with some salt. So imagine salting your steak. That's one side. That's the other side. Maybe some of the edges. There we go. Hit it with some pepper. Okay. Sometimes I put a little, I got fresh garlic there, but sometimes I do add a little garlic powder. So I'm just going to do a tiny little dash. And then, like I said, you put some of this juice on here. So some vinegar. Red wine vinegar is all I got. Okay, now I'm going to go to the frying pan. Okay, as you can see, those pork rinds are like starting to burn. I mean, those fat ends, they render down pretty good. So I give this a little tilt here, let some of that drip around. Get rid of a couple tiny pieces there. Alright, let's get the steak going. Look at this nice boy. Yeah. Let's scoop these fat pieces up. Okay, let's flip this guy over. I'm going to tilt this, get the fluids back over there. Could have went a little further, I guess, but that's alright. Yeah, so I got these little pork rind snacks, I call them. They're really good. And once they're done, the pan is hot for searing, and also you got that beefy flavor of that beef tallow rendered in to cooking them. So it's a good combination. And then, because otherwise you're gonna have a really fat piece of fat there. But if you got too much fat, it'll take forever to cook. And you try to render that, cook that down. Either you won't, or you'll overcook your steak. Oh yeah, good stuff. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and see what that looks like. It's alright. Just trying to get here. Push down some of that side fat there. I'll brown up all the edges. Then we'll head over to the cutting board. Alright, right off the pan. Lay that boy on there. Okay. Now I know sometimes they tell you, hey, don't let it sit and let the juices redistribute. But some people say, I've also heard other theories, schools of thought, that it doesn't really need to be done. You know, in this situation, I am going to cut it because we're going to supposedly, I'll get more surface area this way to help absorb all the fluids in there, as the way the guy did it. Just rub it into all those spices and stuff. A little piece of, let's see. Oh, it's very rare. Hopefully it's hot enough to melt that butter. Because I always cook my steaks really rare. Oh, it's starting to melt over here a little bit. Yeah, I didn't cut all the way. It's good to have a sharp knife. I recommend it. Do as they say, not as they do. Just try to slip some of that butter in there. Just gonna give it a little flip here. I'm just getting a little too patient with this whole method here. I'm supposed to let it sit for a while, but let me just get a little piece here. Wow. Second chimichurri sauce. Well, so it's great. It tastes great. I don't know if it's better than, maybe I saved a couple dashes of salt. I would have got stuck on the pan. All right, man. Here's for saving salt.